Hey, Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. The online sports world exploded earlier today when a wave of unconfirmed whispers suggested that wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, long associated with the Baltimore Ravens, might have closed an unexpected and dramatic deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fans across social media reacted as if the entire league had suddenly flipped upside down, and the conversation instantly became the only thing anyone wanted to talk about. What made the moment even more surreal was that the rumor arrived out of nowhere, dropped into the middle of ongoing debates about roster chemistry, offensive identity, and long-term planning. Many content creators, insiders, and self-proclaimed analysts jumped at the story within seconds, each eager to give their interpretation of what could be one of the most shocking twists of this offseason. The tone ranged from disbelief to excitement to outrage, with people wondering how such a move could even be possible, what it would mean for rivalries, and whether the rumor held any truth at all. Even those who dismissed it as pure speculation admitted they could not stop watching the conversation unfold, because the potential implications were too massive to ignore, especially given how unpredictable the league has been recently. In the middle of this digital storm, entire fan bases seemed to clash on every platform, throwing out theories as fast as they could type. Some insisted the move made perfect strategic sense, arguing that the Steelers had been quietly preparing for something big, something bold, something that would shake up their offensive identity. Others countered that Hopkins had always signaled loyalty to the Ravens system, making the alleged switch feel almost surreal. The idea of him suiting up for a fierce divisional rival fueled passionate arguments, with many fans digging up past interviews, comments, and locker room moments that supposedly hinted at hidden tensions or unspoken ambitions. Of course, none of these claims had any solid confirmation, but in the world of sports rumors, that hardly mattered. What mattered was the narrative, the excitement, and the notion that the league's balance could shift in the blink of an eye. Throughout the day, online creators crafted elaborate breakdowns, speculating on how Hopkins could transform the Steelers' offense and what this would mean for future defensive matchups. Some treated it like breaking news, while others treated it like entertainment, but everyone seemed glued to the discussion. While the rumor dominated comment sections, many longtime followers of the AFC North rivalry pointed out the emotional weight of such a hypothetical move. The idea of a star wide receiver crossing from Baltimore to Pittsburgh carried a kind of shock value that few transactions could ever match, even if this one remained firmly in the realm of speculation. Videos analyzing the psychological impact on both franchises began popping up everywhere, describing how such a shift would dramatically affect locker room morale, coaching strategies, and fan identity. Some creators compare the rumor to legendary storyline moments from past seasons, calling it the type of twist that keeps the league fresh and unpredictable. Others speculated that Hopkins, if the rumor were somehow true, might be chasing a fresh challenge, a new offensive philosophy, or a personal spark that could reignite his career trajectory. Whether any of this was grounded in reality seemed secondary. What mattered was how the idea itself transformed into a viral talking point. No matter where one stood, the emotional reactions surfaced instantly. Excitement, betrayal, curiosity, confusion, and a deep sense of this cannot be real. But what if it is? Interestingly, the conversation did not stay confined to diehard fans. Even casual observers chimed in, fascinated by how quickly the entire community had spiraled into full-blown speculation mode. Some joked that the rumor felt like a storyline built for a video game franchise mode, where players make outlandish trades just to see how the simulation reacts. Others treated it like a piece of theater, pointing out how the AFC North's narrative always seems ready to escalate in dramatic ways. Online personalities began producing exaggerated reaction videos, complete with over-the-top facial expressions and explosive commentary, feeding the growing frenzy. Comment sections became battlegrounds where supporters of the hypothetical move defended its logic, while skeptics labeled it pure fantasy designed to farm views. Yet the rumor persisted, gaining momentum precisely because it occupied that strange space between impossibility and entertainment. The idea that a player of Hopkins' caliber could make such a leap ignited imaginations across the internet, and suddenly every minor detail, every cryptic social media post, every ambiguous comment from past interviews resurfaced as supposed evidence. The rumor became bigger than itself, evolving into a cultural moment rather than a simple claim. As creators continued to dissect the situation, attention shifted to how this hypothetical move could impact the Steelers' offensive strategy. Even those who doubted the rumor indulged in deep-dive speculation, imagining how a veteran playmaker like Hopkins could reshape route combinations, red zone tendencies, and overall game planning. Fans envisioned him lining up alongside standout young talents, creating matchup nightmares for opposing defenses. Some argued the Steelers had been missing a certain spark, a presence that could elevate their scheme from solid to explosive. Others insisted the rumor represented nothing more than fan-driven fantasy, pointing to cap challenges, existing roster design, and philosophical differences. But the conversation persisted, fueled by creators who thrive on exploring every theoretical scenario. They broke down imaginary film clips, projected potential statistics without stating numbers, and painted vivid pictures of an offense reborn. Even defensive-minded analysts joined the discussion, wondering how opposing coordinators would respond if a player with Hopkins' experience suddenly appeared in the Steelers' lineup. Whether the rumor held truth or not, the engagement it generated proved how deeply fans crave the possibility of dramatic change. All the while, the Ravens side of the fandom simmered with mixed emotions. Some reacted with disbelief, insisting that such a move contradicted everything Hopkins had represented during his time in Baltimore. They argued that his chemistry with the team was too strong, his role too important, and his connection with the organization too genuine for any divisional switch to make sense, even hypothetically. Others, embracing the entertainment value, allowed themselves to dive into the drama, comparing the rumor to legendary betrayal arcs from sports history. A few creators jokingly crafted dramatic storyline edits, complete with slow-motion highlights and somber music, framing the speculation as if it were a blockbuster twist. Yet beneath the humor, many fans admitted the rumor tapped into deeper anxieties about how unpredictable modern roster moves can be. Loyalty, tradition, and identity often take a back seat to strategy and opportunity in today's league, and even though this rumor remained unconfirmed, it forced fans to confront the uncomfortable idea that anything could happen. As the debate spread, the emotional intensity only grew, turning a single unverified claim into a full-scale cultural phenomenon. Meanwhile, Steelers supporters responded with a mixture of excitement and cautious disbelief, treating the rumor like a gift they were almost afraid to unwrap. Some fans flooded timelines with celebratory reactions, imagining the impact Hopkins could bring if the speculation somehow proved accurate. They pictured an offense transformed by his veteran presence, his route precision, and his ability to elevate younger teammates. Others took a more grounded approach, acknowledging that while the idea sounded thrilling, it remained firmly in rumor territory. Still, this did nothing to slow the wave of fan-made highlight compilations, mock-ups of him in a black and gold uniform, and long breakdowns discussing how a move like this could redefine the dynamics of divisional matchups. The excitement grew because it represented more than just a player changing teams. It symbolized the possibility of a bold new chapter. Steelers fans, accustomed to tough, physical football, were intrigued by the notion of adding a high-level playmaker who could tilt games in their favor. Even skeptical supporters found themselves secretly enjoying the speculation, caught between realism and fantasy. Content creators capitalized on the moment, releasing video after video to feed the rapidly expanding hype. Many framed their commentary as a what-if scenario, carefully avoiding definitive statements while leaning fully into the entertainment value. They explored every angle, from potential locker room dynamics to coaching schemes to how Hopkins could provide a new spark for the Steelers' offense. Some creators injected humor into the situation, pretending to call imaginary sources or acting out exaggerated reactions from both fan bases. These performances resonated with audiences who wanted not just information, but emotion, drama, and spectacle. Others took a more analytical tone, diving deeply into film study and explaining how Hopkins' skill set could mesh with the existing structure. They emphasized the importance of experience, leadership, and adaptability, making even the most skeptical viewers imagine what such a move could look like. Regardless of the style, creators united under a single goal, turning a simple rumor into a fully immersive moment, layered with nuance and excitement. As speculation continued, some analysts began discussing the broader implications such a hypothetical move could have on the league's landscape. They examined how rival teams might react, which defensive coordinators would lose sleep, and how offensive game plans might need to evolve. They argued that a veteran star joining a divisional rival would ignite a wave of strategic adjustments, even if the rumor never materialized. The conversation shifted from individual drama to systemic impact, transforming the rumor from a simple story into a catalyst for broader discussion. Fans debated whether Hopkins, assuming he ever considered such a move, would prioritize competitive opportunity, personal motivation, or a desire to redefine his career arc. The discourse grew increasingly layered, blending emotional speculation with pseudo-strategic analysis. Some argued that even hypothetical moves carry narrative power, shaping how fans and analysts perceive future matchups. The rumor became less about its truth and more about the vision it created. One with a balance of power in a fiercely competitive division could shift in daring and unpredictable ways. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. As the day progressed, creators began revisiting older interviews, hints, and subtle comments from previous seasons, trying to piece together clues that might support the idea. They analyzed body language, tone, and context, treating each moment like a puzzle piece. This detective-style content quickly gained traction, as audiences loved the thrill of uncovering hidden layers, whether real or imagined. Some suggested that Hopkins had long expressed interest in exploring new challenges, while others argued he had always reaffirmed his commitment to the Ravens. These conflicting interpretations only fueled the speculation, keeping the community energized. Fans debated whether competitive ambition could ever outweigh established loyalty, especially within such a heated rivalry. Certain creators suggested that even contemplating a hypothetical switch might reveal deeper truths about the evolving nature of player decision-making. The narrative gained momentum because it allowed fans to explore emotional themes, identity, loyalty, ambition, rivalry, through the lens of a rumor that felt both dramatic and strangely plausible. Amid the frenzy, former players and retired analysts chimed in with their own playful takes, adding even more layers to the conversation. Some laughed it off as a classic off-season overreaction, pointing out that fans often latch onto any rumor involving high-profile names. Others entertained the scenario more seriously, describing how a veteran receiver entering a new environment can inject immediate energy and leadership. Their commentary gave the rumor a sense of legitimacy, even if they emphasized its speculative nature. Fans listened closely, eager for any insight that might tilt the discussion toward possibility or impossibility. Some argued that player movement in the modern era has become so unpredictable that nothing should be ruled out entirely. Others reminded viewers that divisional jumps often require complicated negotiations and rarely happen without intentional messaging. Regardless, the involvement of former athletes gave the rumor a new dimension, bridging the gap between fan speculation and professional perspective, and keeping the narrative alive across multiple platforms. By the end of the day, the rumor had become far more than the sum of its parts. It transformed into a cultural event, a storyline embraced by fans who craved excitement, debate, and the thrill of imagining a seismic shift in their football world. Whether the claim held any truth seemed almost secondary. What mattered was how it united fans in discussion, brought creators together in content production, and flooded communities with passionate energy. People debated motivations, consequences, strategies, and emotions, all sparked by the idea of DeAndre Hopkins potentially stepping into a Steelers uniform. It became a shared experience, a collective moment of speculation that reminded everyone why sports narratives hold such power. Even if the rumor faded tomorrow, its impact would linger as a reminder of how quickly a single whisper can ignite imagination across the entire football community. For now, fans remain glued to the conversation, savoring every twist, every theory, and every ounce of drama stirred up by a story that may never materialize but has already made its mark in unforgettable fashion. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.